1997, the Renaissance remix of Dancehall Queen by Beenie Man and Chevelle Franklin mashed up the Billboard charts. Delano of Renaissance is here to give us the background and the history behind that massive song in our FiWi Culture segment.
How did you get involved in remixing that project?
Well, after the Mega Nitro mix, Bounty Killer, the movie, you have, we call it Christy Barber, sure. Hi Christy, and her team actually linked me and said, hey, we want a remix. I said, but I don't have no equipment. They said they will get all the equipments that I need. When they gave me these equipments now, I didn't know how to use these equipments. I was clueless. And I was there and I said, hey, I don't know, I can't do this. I have to go and go do my mix because I know how to use my equipment. They said, no, we want it today, we want the mix today. I said, all right. Them call KRS-One, them call all kind of people to try and come and help me, but they couldn't get anyone because everybody was busy. So we're there in the studio and I said, you know what, let's bring a turntable come, I'll go for my record them and come back. I went for my record and did the mix live with turntables. There was an engineer there that, you know, it's 24 tracks, 32 tracks, big board. I had to sit down the engineer and say, all right, listen to me. This is what I'm going to do. Just follow me and press record. And then we did that, running the rhythm, running the acapella. This was done on turntables, two tracks. I was in the studio until the next morning with the engineer. Until when we mix it, and the engineer was like looking at me like, yo, how you came up with this idea? It's a white engineer because basically I gone back to the basics with it in terms of just turntable to recording. And then when Stone and Christy Barber came to the studio and listened to the mix, them say, all right, this is it, this is what we're going to work with. I mean, the original song was climbing the Billboard. You know, it's Sly and Robbie produced a track. The original rhythm, but when the remix came out, it actually shot to the Billboard. And that as well gave me a lot of recognition worldwide. A DJ for Dougie Fresh, a DJ for Wyclef, you understand? I was touring with Shaggy, so it put me into places as well. I could walk into a record shop, I could walk into a show, and people say, oh, Delano, what's up? You know, I don't know these guys, but you know that there's industry people. So I was getting into it. It put me, even now, it's still, I mean, that's my biggest remix up to this date in terms of Billboard and worldwide. So yeah, that's what it did.
And there's no better way to sign out of Heroes Circle and this week's episode of Pree Dis Show rather than at Wolmer's Boys School, the best secondary institution in Jamaica. In fact, Eddie is also a Wolmer's alumni. Eddie, which year you left Wolmer's, bro?
2025.
Okay, and I left in 2017. When did you leave? Or you never go? Or sure if you never go. But that's where we're going to sign out from the show this week. Big up on yourself, take care, and we're out.